Hello to all the Wexter Jamboree troop families. Welcome to edition 2 of Ask the Scoutmaster. In this video, I'll be answering the remaining questions I received when 21 families returned their surveys to me. And I'm still looking forward to those 15 surveys that are still out there. Remember, the questions in this video came from when I asked, what was the biggest Jamboree question you had right now? So let's get going. Derek asked, what are the merit badges offered at the Jamboree? As of right now, we don't have a list of merit badges that will be offered at the 2013 Jamboree. I'm only familiar with what's been offered at past Jamborees. We may not get a list until we're quite a bit closer to our trip. Once that list comes out, I'll encourage scouts who want to earn a merit badge to pick one that they can't immediately find a counselor for back here at home. That's one great thing about the Jamboree. They pull in top experts from all over the country to be merit badge counselors. This is really great. Once you figure out what you might want to earn at the Jamboree, I recommend you obtain and read the merit badge pamphlet before we leave on the trip. And don't wait till the last day to do this. Get that pamphlet right away after you find out what merit badges are available. I also recommend that you plan for certain requirements that might be in the merit badge that you can't possibly do or easily do at the Jamboree. You know, there's some that require some writing. There's some merit badges that require a time period where you're supposed to observe something for a period of time. And some of these requirements make it difficult, if not impossible, to get the merit badge completely done at the Jamboree, and you end up with just a partial. And partials are okay, but I would love to be able to have a troop court of honor, a Jamboree troop court of honor, where we could present those merit badges for those that want to do it there. If you want the merit badge at your own troop, that's fine too, not a problem. One last thing about merit badges at the Jamboree that I'd really like you to think about. Some scouts want to earn many or several merit badges while there. And a lot of them spend a lot of time. And the Jamboree will have so many merit badges available, a scout could get lost in doing that. But the Jamboree has way more things to do than just merit badges. So it would be a shame if you missed out on some really key activities and opportunities because you were spending most of your time on merit badges. So you'll hear me say this a lot over the coming months, if you haven't heard it enough already. Balance, balance, balance. You want to make sure you don't do too much of one thing and miss out on other things. That includes patch collecting, earning merit badges, spending time at any one of the major activities there. You should do stuff that you like to do, but sometimes scouts will let their love for doing one thing kind of overshadow all the other stuff too. So I'll be working with you on that, and you can think about that. Next question, Xander asked, are electronics permitted? Well, because the answer can be viewed as complicated, some adult leaders may quickly say, no, no way. Right now, at the time this video is being produced, I haven't yet finalized my answer, and I really want all the troop leaders to be on the same wavelength with this one. So we still need to work together to decide how we're going to handle it. But I can tell you some of the things we need to think about regarding electronic stuff at the Jamboree, whether that's cell phones or iPads or Game Boys or whatever. As we learn more about the facilities at the summit, I will provide more information on how electronic devices can or will be used, including charging. And that's kind of a big deal. The last Jamboree was a real mess regarding charging. I'll tell you lots of stories about that some other time. Unless we learn something different from the Jamboree rules, you may be allowed to take some electronic stuff with the following provisions. Remember, we haven't finalized this yet, but let's think about it. You take those devices at your own risk. If you lose such a device or leave it someplace, I don't want you relying on troop adult leadership to find it for you or investigate its loss in any way. I don't want to spend time trying to find expensive electronic stuff. So you're taking a risk. You need to understand that. There will not be a place anywhere at the Jamboree where you can be assured security for storing these items. Even if they're stored in your duffel or tent, they can be vulnerable to theft. Now, I've never had problems with theft in my two prior Jamboree troops, but I know of other troops who did have such problems. It wasn't the fellow troop members that were the problem. It was passers-by who had close access to the tent as they walked by on the hiking path near the tent. So, you know, I hate to say that, but it's a reality when you get a lot of people in one place. Unfortunately, not every one of them follow the Scout Oath and Law. So you got to understand that. There are also on our trip some airline rules regarding the use of most electronic devices. There are certain times when any electronic device must be turned off, and even earphones or headphones need to be put away. They don't want you wearing that stuff, even if your device is not turned on. The rules must be followed, and flight attendants should not have to remind any of us. So I really want you to be disciplined about that and follow the rules. Devices such as iPods work well for travel and during the pre-tour bus transportation. But once you get to the Jamboree, they will become a security problem for you unless you simply pack them at the bottom of your duffel and never remove them until your trip back. Remember, even packing them at the bottom of your duffel doesn't guarantee that they won't vanish. I don't think you'll have a problem, but it's a risk. And now here's the deal. When troop leadership is making announcements or trying to get the attention of everybody in the troop, the devices must be turned off and earplugs removed so that we can gain your attention. And it doesn't take much, many times, to remind you to turn them off, where if we do allow it in the beginning, it may become banned. So, got to have your undivided attention on these trips. At this time, we are assuming, and this is a big one, we're assuming that there's no provisions for charging electronic devices. So, I'll be bringing my cell phone, and I'm going to assume that there's no place for me to charge it. Now, I think they will, but I don't know of any yet, and until I learn about that, we have to assume there won't be anything. If a charge station is available, there is no place, probably, where the Scout can leave the device to be charged without supervision, except maybe in the hotel during the pre-tour. So, as I said at the beginning of this question, the rules about all this have not been finalized by all of your troop leaders, and I want us all to be in agreement on it. So keep that in mind. And all of this being said, I recommend that such electronic devices not be taken to the Jamboree. The exception may be being your cell phone, and we'll learn more about that later. Next question. Drew asked, when will the construction of the camp be finished? Well, that's a great question, Drew. Right now, I can't answer it, except to say that they're going to get it in good shape by the time the Jamboree occurs. I don't know if you've been following the Patrol Z blogs about the first summit shakedown, but they've learned some things from that, and they're probably going to make some changes as time goes on. I know they're making progress. I've seen all sorts of pictures of skateboard parks and mountain bike trails and zip lines and challenge courses and whitewater rafting and all this stuff. They've got a lot to finich. They have several months to do it in. Part of that will be the winter time, though, so I'm sure they're really pushing it hard this summer. But they're going to get done. We're going to have our Jamboree there. I'm looking forward to it. Next question. Nick asked, will it come sooner? Well, that is a great question. Nick, the time will fly over this coming year. At a blink of the eye, the Jamboree is going to be over. Not only will it be short to get there, but it's just going to be over before you know it. I've got some advice for you, and that is to enjoy the planning and all the stuff we do to get ready for the Jamboree. That will make it a lot more fun. Use the time to learn and meet new friends and gain new skills and get pumped up. You're going to love this Jamboree. I just can't wait for it. So enjoy the time that occurs over the coming months. Well, that's it for the second edition of Ask the Scoutmaster. When I accumulate more questions, I'll post up another episode or two. If you want to email me a question, please do that. And again, sorry to keep hammering on this for those that haven't yet returned the survey. I really look forward to receiving them. One other quick question or quick comment. I'm sending you the links to these YouTubes, but the links are also on our Wexter Jamboree Troop Yahoo group site. So if you want to go back and see them and you lose the link, you can find them back there. So for now, this is Mr. Westover signing off, and I'll see you next time. Bye.